On today's episode of The Young and the Restless, Nate and Elena's date bore us to tears.
In addition to my shifts in the ER, I did some consulting on cases.
Faith dips into Sharon's booze supply. And Billy thinks of another way to show Lily his eternal gratitude. But she does not like it.
No. Sorry, that's not happening.
It's Tuesday, December 29th, 2020, and welcome back to another Young and Restless episode recap. I'm your host, Keisha Chantal, aka Sally's snake scale tie blouse. Watch out, Summer, because I'm slippery.
The patient was complaining of extreme dizziness. So during a neuro exam, I asked, have you ever been diagnosed with vertigo? He says to me, no, doc, I'm a Sag. Virgo, Sagittarius.
Oh, that's terrible.
Ah, yes, what could be more riveting than two people in the medical profession exchanging shop talk about workload and the holidays and really bad doctor jokes? Anyway, I guess being boring really burns calories because Elena is famished. And Nate says, well, why don't we grab a bite to eat? We could go out or we could order room service. And Elena seems to contemplate this for a minute. Room service?
As in getting a room first.
Well, yes, that's typically the way it works.
Later, up at their room, things are going along swimmingly, but eventually, all good things must come to an end. And Elena starts to get cold feet because obviously the next step after dinner is hot, passionate lovemaking. But sis isn't ready.
Elena, it's okay. We could just talk or watch a movie. I'd be happy just to hold you in my arms while you fall asleep.
Then Miss Elena throws a monkey wrench into the whole night by reminding Nate that the first time that they had sex, it was so wrong and it hurt Devon and it messed up his hand and she just can't get over that even though she wants to.
How long are you going to keep punishing yourself for that?
I can't forget how this started.
Can't or won't. You see, my issue with Elena is that she's letting Nate, Lola, and even Amanda tell her that she should explore a relationship with Nate since she went on ahead and had sex with him while she was in a supposedly loving and committed relationship with Devon. However, it's obvious that she's not ready. On the other hand, the past poisons the future. So, if she really wants to explore any type of romantic relationship with Nate, she needs to let the shit go.
My parents were sort of nomads. They didn't like to stay in one place too long.
Were they the adventurous type?
The irresponsible type. Eventually, they just dropped Coco and me off at my grandmother's.
I love how Sally calls her parents nomads. I think that's a really cute way of saying grifter.
So where are we with the free skincare gift set promo for JCV?
Will you reach out to Summer and ask her where we are on that?
Yeah, I'd be happy to.
Is happy the right word there?
There has been some friction between Summer and me.
How come?
See, what's going on here is that Sally knows that the last time she and Summer crossed paths, she completely eviscerated her by telling her, listen, little bitch, I am the one that's qualified for this job, not you. And I'm going to show you how this is done. So she kind of burned that bridge a little bit. And she knows that in order to have some semblance of a working relationship, at least in the eyes of Auntie Jack and Lauren, she needs to kind of make nice. So what does she do?
Someone convinced her that I'm out to undermine her, which is not true. He was just trying to stir up some trouble.
You aren't referring to Theo by any chance, are you?
All right, kids, get out your notebooks and let's watch a master at work.
And really, it's sad because I admire Summer so much. And if I were to tell her that now, she would just think it was a ploy.
I'll talk to Summer.
No, really, Jack,
No, it's not fair that in your first few weeks here, you're dealing with an Abbott family drama. I will talk to Summer, ask her to keep an open mind where you're concerned, and the rest is up to you.
And I can already tell that big heart of his is completely melting for Miss Sally. Now, I don't know where this is going, but I hope to God it's not going down the love road. I just thought of something. Sally could be Kyle's new stepmom. If you enjoy relics from the past, then you're gonna love our next stop. Yep, it's Sharon's time-worn home.
Oh, I'm not going to take up too much of your time. I just felt like I needed to come by and say something to you.
Sharon, in a half-hearted way, asks him if he's changed his mind about being Ray's best man.
You know, when he first asked me and I accepted, I was a little nervous. It might be,
Awkward.
Yeah.
Nick says, all that's in the past now. I'm really happy for you, Sharon. You've been through a hell of a year. You've really chosen a great guy. But of course, Nick has to slip in that, yes, Sharon did choose a good partner, but she also has that occasional momentary lapse of insanity where she dares to give a damn about a man who doesn't deserve it. Who am I talking about? Oh, Adam Newman.
Speaking for everyone who loves and cares about you, it was just very frustrating watching you struggle to keep your distance from him.
Anyway, as usual, Sharon gives it just as much as she gets it, and she takes the opportunity to slip in a little sarcasm.
Well, I'm sorry to raise your stress level. I do realize it was a difficult time for everyone.
Nick asks Sharon if Faith happened to mention anything about her new school year. Sharon says no, she doesn't even want to talk about it. And they both agree that having Faith close by, closer to home, is actually what they prefer. Probably because she's had a few run-ins with that, booze, and they're really a little unsettled about it all.
Give my daughter a calm, peaceful home life with a loving stepfather and a cool new young aunt.
Basically, Sharon wants to give Faith the complete opposite of what she's been force-feeding her since the day she was born. Bouncing between different homes and parental units and all the relationships that she's had, that's caused Faith some drama, to the point where she ran away to boarding school to seek refuge. And everything was going fine until Sharon had cancer and Faith decided to come back and support her. Then all hell broke loose.
So, what are you gonna do for the rest of the day? Just try and stay out of everybody's way. You gonna hang out with friends, or? No one's in town. Is that someone you know?
Faith does her best to try to get Jordan to open up. She goes, hey, just talking to my big sis about wedding plans. I sent you an invite. Are you gonna come?
It's New Year's Eve. I might have other plans. Yeah, it'll be at Society. When we were there before, it was pretty lame.
Obviously, Jordan is giving Faith the cold shoulder, and Faith is trying desperately to make up with her friend. She goes, look, I am so sorry that I lost the dare to rob my aunt's restaurant of alcohol, but you gotta understand, it's really, really not cool for me to steal booze from my family members. And Jordan says,
You didn't mind sneaking my family's vodka? But it's fine. I get why you were scared.
Before Faith can give her best friend an answer, meddling Mariah walks on the patio and says, hey guys, why don't you come on in? I've got brownies.
Mariah just started a job at Jabot, and her girlfriend is Tessa Porter, the singer. Oh wow, cool.
Jordan is unfazed, okay? And I'm wondering if maybe the reason for that is because she remembers the days when she used to walk through Chancellor Park and throw coins into Tessa's guitar case when she was singing for Loose Change. Probably that's why.
I went on tour with her a little bit ago, and it was a blast. I was in between jobs, so we just got to kick back and party. It was kind of like being in high school again.
And Jordan says, actually, it's not like that nowadays with my generation. We're just too busy succumbing to the pressure cooker life of high academia. And then Mariah delivers this line.
Right. I forgot the stone tablets that we used to chisel on.
Well, let's head on back over to Sharon's time capsule to 1998, because Faith decides to go home. As with most teenagers, Faith doesn't want to spend any time with her mother and father. So she finds an excuse to scurry upstairs by saying that she's really preoccupied with her hairstyle for tomorrow's wedding.
I could help you. It'll be fine. I'm gonna go practice, and if it doesn't work, I'll just wear my hair the same old way.
Whatever you decide to do, I know you're gonna look stunning.
Is Sharon that broke that she can't afford a hair and makeup team for her own wedding? Damn, I guess the coffee shop hasn't been doing that well after all.
Yeah, it's good to be back. You weren't waiting long, were you? My flight was delayed.
I was following you on the flight tracker. So I was delayed.
Oh, I didn't know we were at that stage where you're tracking me.
He says, listen, I know you just came back, but how about we go out to dinner? And she goes, I have a lot of work to catch up on. And he goes, well, it just so happens that I actually want to talk to you about work. So why don't we kill two birds with one stone? You agree to come to society with me, and then I can tell you all about my great idea.
I guess what I'm saying is I want to focus on the heroes, not the villains.
Okay, so who do you want to focus on?
You, for one.
So Lily says, hey, let's not make this about me. There are other people to consider in this whole game here, like maybe Chance. And of course, the minute that Chance's name is mentioned, someone from across the room who has satellites for ears picks up on a receiving signal.
Did I hear you mention my husband's name?
Actually, yes, because Billy was just pitching an idea about doing a story of what a hero Chance is.
I could give you an inside scoop on Chance's recovery. I could maybe text you over some pictures.
Okay, that sounds great.
What recovery, Abby? What recovery? He was frolicking and having a good old time in Bora Bora with you, wherever the hell you went on your honeymoon, and I don't remember seeing one scar on his body. So please tell me what pictures you are going to send of his recovery. They do not exist, ma'am. That's fake news. Billy calls Chance over to society to tell him a little bit more about the article.
To be honest, now that I'm back on the force, I would prefer my name not linked to Adams any more than it already has been.
Thank God someone is thinking clearly.
There are long lists of things that we can try. Foods to eat, foods to avoid, different supplements. Are you allergic to bee pollen?
That I know of.
Look, I promise I am not going to go off the deep end, but
I'm guessing this whole eagerness to conceive is going to be the next focal point of their relationship. I'm sensing down the road that they're going to have some issues, and Abby is literally going to implode.
Yeah, it just made me realize I never asked you if you wanted to maybe have more kids or...
Honestly, no.
This was a weird conversation to have coming from a woman who didn't know that her relationship was in the tracking stage. I know Billy was taken aback by this. Thank God he's done, because if he wasn't, I know that Victoria would literally expire.